Welcome to another video. My name's Mark McGuire, and today we are going to be going over home gym mistakes. I made these so you don't have to, okay? Let's get right into it. Mistake number one is going to be squat stand. Titan T3 series squat stand, 72 inches tall. This did not have a dedicated pull-up bar. I had to utilize my barbell on the top hole spot with my J cups to do hanging bent leg pull-ups. Thinking about it right now, had it been a actual high squat stand where it had a dedicated pull-up bar where I could hang and do pull-ups all the time, I might have utilized it a little bit more than I did. Besides that, squat stand is one of those things that you hear first thing you're going to want to get for your home gym, squat stand. And I kind of fell into a lot of these traps, and that's where I'm making this video from, because think about it from a more personal standpoint and what you will use over the long term. What things you connect with the most that would make your home gym compatible with your training styles. Things about the squat stand that I didn't like were just the space that it took up. For me, it kind of protruded a little bit out too much. I prioritized space over the things I was utilizing the squat stand for. For me, it wasn't a very versatile piece of equipment. I could do flat bench, incline bench, shoulder press, and back, front squat, things like that. For me, I've never really been the type to do progressive overload where I'm adding incremental weight increases to build strength. If that's your type of training mentality, I would highly suggest doing that. It's a safe and effective way to progressively overload. For me, it wasn't what I was doing. I still, even with the squat stand, I was doing more high volume, low weight, slow tempo reps. Without it, honestly, since it's been gone, it's been nice. I've had the space. I've even been able to do different variations of squat, front squat with my axle bar holding it up, even high rep back squats, all right? Just do a clean and press, get it onto my shoulder. It's not ideal, but it's athletic movement to do that. And again, for me, it was more taking up space and wasn't that versatile. Also, for bench press, obviously I missed bench press, but the setup was annoying. Moving the J cups around to find that right spot for incline and flat bench. Obviously, I made a little marker eventually, which showed me where my flat bench was, where my squat was, but I didn't care for it. I can do floor presses, bench press off the floor. I can't get full range of motion by doing that, but behind me I have that green block. If I stick that under my shoulder blades, I can get a full range of motion laying on the ground. I can honestly utilize the bench that I'm sitting on and throw the weight up and lay back and do presses that way. Again, you want to keep that weight light enough where I can get it off of myself after I'm done all my reps. So for me, the squat stand wasn't a very versatile piece of equipment. Maybe that will be completely different for you, but that is something to consider in the type of training that you do before you go ahead and purchase one. And just a little side note on the squat stand, if you were going to make a squat rack, there is so much attachments and things that are compatible with a squat rack that, I mean, you could have that be your centerpiece and the things that you work off, whether you add a dip station, you add maybe some those lever arms, I can't remember what they're called right now. Maybe you add a slinger or a lat pull down to it, different types of pull-ups. That is a very effective way to train. So if that's your thing as well, then I highly recommend it. For me, I don't want to be working off of one piece of equipment. I kind of want to work around and have open space to do more functional stuff. So on to point number two is going to be the barbell. So again, I chose the pinnacle of barbells in the home gym community. The Rogue Ohio bar, Cerakote finish. The thing's super nice, good spin, good, I think it's like, bushings on the inside, so it spins really well. It's got good whip and all that stuff that they talk about. For me, I don't think I use it to the capability that that thing is built for. I love the durability aspect of it, warranty, all that is great, but I don't find myself like using it to the full capabilities. I'm not like a CrossFitter or Olympic weightlifter, so the basic barbell movements that I utilize, I could have probably got away with making a Titan $100 starter barbell work for me. But again, I love the durability aspect of it. You just got to ask yourself, do I need something that intense? Because all this stuff is overbuilt, and it's great to have the best of the best, obviously. And it's a beautiful piece of equipment and tool to utilize in my home gym. I just think maybe I could have got away with something less. I use the axle bar, which is basically a piece of pipe, and I get pretty effective workouts with that as well. On to number 3. One more point on the barbell. I think without a squat stand, you don't need the width. You don't need the 7 foot. I have a short, stubby axle bar, and I love the width of that. So I know they make shorter Ohio bars, or just shorter bars in general. It doesn't have to be Rogue, but I think you can get away with a shorter bar that's better for all the other stuff that you may be doing in an open area with a barbell. That's the last thing I'll say on that. And on to number 3. Number 3 is going to be the plates. The plates you utilize on the barbell. Now, a lot of people will say protect the foundation, protect the foundation. So you're going to want bumper plates, which are great. Bumper plates are awesome. So I went with the tried and true CrossFit staple high temp bumper plates. Honestly, wish I went with something else. Wish I went with cast iron plates. I wish maybe with a rubber coated finish so it isn't that iron clanging around and stuff like that. But that way I can have a 45 that's so wide, and then I can have like a 25 that's a little less wide. Then I can have a nice sturdy 10-pound weight that's even smaller, maybe with some grips, some places to grab, do carries, and different type of stuff like that. Right now I got this thing. This is what I'm talking about. High temp bumper plates, and these 10s, I mean, they're just as big as the 45. It's silly. And again, I'm not doing some CrossFit competition. I'm not in the CrossFit games, and I'm not aspiring to be. Hats off to those guys, but that's not for me. Had I had smaller weights as the weight decreases, I think is a benefit. With my kids, that's another consideration that impacts this gym very much so. So having a rubber coated cast iron plate, I think is something like we can grab would be the best would be the best bet. So on to the next thing is going to be the bench that I'm sitting on. Rep AB 3100. Good bench, good material. It does get a little dirty, kind of easy, but it's holding up great. The one thing I don't like is the ladder system for the adjustability of the seat. I think maybe a pop pin just to keep it in place. That's like the most sketchy part of this bench. Another thing is the weight. It's not that heavy, so it does kind of wobble and move around a little bit. Other than that, the only reason that I would step up and get the flat incline decline bench, the FID bench that Rep offers, is because of the decline adjustability and the way the seat is adjusted. I think that is if you're going to have one adjustable bench forever, I think you should have that capability of decline. I think I would have really enjoyed that, even with some curl-ups and crunches and stuff like that, decline, dumbbell movements and whatnot. So there's that. So other than that, it's a good bench, but there are things that could be improved and things that you should consider before buying a bench. All right, what are we on? And the last but not least, I think would just be like the cosmetic little things about the gym. Not really little, because you need a good floor. So flooring for me, I went with the Tractor Supply mats, horse stall mats from Tractor Supply. Just like everybody recommends. They're great. They get dirty easy. And when I did have the black Gorilla Tape, that it kind of had a little bit more continuity and looked a little cleaner than it does without them. So I would highly recommend, if you do have Tractor Supply mats, add the tape or something to keep it from sliding and moving around. Other than that, my kids are out here a lot, and they're wrestling and jumping and falling, and these aren't very forgiving. I wish that I started out with a 12x12 wrestling mat from AK Athletics, something that can roll up, but honestly, I wouldn't even need to roll it up. I would just keep it rolled out the whole time. We could play, we could wrestle, we could fall on the ground and stuff like that, and I wouldn't have to worry as much. With these, you kind of gotta, it's kind of something you gotta worry about falling. It's pretty damn hard. It will protect the foundation from like the weight, the compressed weight and stuff like that. But as for like wrestling, definitely not. So I wish in the center I had the 12x12, and maybe I could have got away with just a couple of these horse stall mats where maybe the weight was, and maybe I was doing most of my stuff. But like bordering the wrestling mat, I think would be ideal with horse stall mats. Other than that, the lighting, this is a highly recommended home gym like lighting situation up here. After only a year, 3 of these lights already gave out. They're LED. I thought they would last a lot longer than that, so the fact that they already gave out is kind of a bummer. I don't think it's operator error, the outlet, or anything like that. I think the lights just gave out. Other than that, throughout the time of having them, I think they're just a little like too bright, too LED, too white, whatever you want to call it. I wish it was like toned down a little bit, maybe some ambient lighting. So different things like that. The walls, the mirrors, the actual garage gym floor. As a home gym owner, you want to, consider those things and how you want your space to look and feel when you are starting a home gym. So again, I hope you enjoyed these tips, these home gym regrets that I made so you don't have to. My name's Mark McGuire. Thank you for tuning in. I am going to try and make a little bit more long-form content along with those shorts, YouTube shorts that I have been making. I'm also in a kinesiology, like personal trainer certificate program. So I'm taking all these new classes and trying to learn as much as I can just about fitness tips in general. And obviously I love the home gym community. So I'm going to be making and putting out more videos in regards to all that stuff. So keep being healthy, keep working hard, and please, if you like the video, subscribe and give me a like, leave me a comment below, some regrets that you may have. Until then, we'll see you next time.